note that the program is being recorded. All right. So Sambus Geospatial, we are a geospatial intelligence company and in Nigeria, and we have over 30 years of experience in providing geospatial solutions across industries. We are sole distributor for Esri suites of software, and we are authorized distributors for Invi software, Trimble, Wingtrap drones, with exclusive representation in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Gabon, and Liberia. And I mentioned earlier that we are from the Nigerian branch, and our headquarters are in Ghana currently. So in today's webinar, I'm already doing the welcome speech. We're having presentations. And so here are just a brief of our agendas for in today's meeting. We're going to be taking your questions at the end of the presentations. So we'll be taking your questions at the end of the presentations. So if you have a question, it's either you raise your hand and we'll identify you, raise your hand and we'll identify you, or you can type your questions on the chat box and then we'll read it out to you and take the question. We have a panelist who will be discussing, who will be answering all your questions. So we have our businesses, which is the Israel software, the ArcGIS, Harris Geospatial remote sensing software, and Wingtrap drones. And we also, apart from these applications and software, we also have professional services, which are system integration, software configuration, software development, and project management. And we also have after sales services that we present, which involves training services, technical support, and then other follow-up as it comes or based on demands of our clients. So I'll be inviting at this point, I'll be inviting the speaker, the first speaker. So I'll be inviting our first speaker for today. His name is Aliyu Ishola. He'll be taking us more details on the Basemap, which is what we're here to discuss. And like I mentioned earlier, if you have questions, you can put them on the chat box. You can also raise a hand at the end of the presentation, and we will take your questions. So I'm inviting Aliyu Ishola, one of our team members, to give us a presentation on Basemap. Aliyu, are you on?
Can you all see my screen?
I think your screen is coming up from my end. Yeah, if I can see your screen now.
Okay. So, good afternoon again. My name is Ali Ishola. I'll be taking this presentation. Basically, the presentation is going to show us. So the focus. So this presentation, these are the things we are going to cover in this presentation. First of all, we'll talk about introduction. We'll introduce the many of these maps. Then we'll go talk about what these maps are, like the main definition of this map. Then we'll look at the features of this map, where we look at the national this map, what actually is showing the satellite imagery type of this map, OpenStreetMap as well. Then we're not going to how we can interact this is map, or storing a custom and converting them. Right. Next slide. Introduction. So like I said, this presentation basically is aimed to address the choice of this map or background details of a map in research. Like if you have research work or project work you need to do as student, we want to tell us like what types of base map you can use, the main features of the base map, so you know which one actually needs to do your project. Like I said, in a short, authoritative maps that are assembled and created Actually, because this slides in this presentation, we'll be using the ArcGIS Pro. And after the presentation, of course, we see a demo where they will use the ArcGIS Pro and the ArcGIS online on how you can use Basemap. So we are using the ArcGIS Pro by Esri. So Basemap, like I was saying, they are both vector and imagery based Basemap content that are updated approximately every 3 weeks. When you are using the ArcGIS platform, Basemap are uploaded approximately every 3 weeks. It's updated every 3 weeks. On any of our platforms, ArcMap, the ArcPro, or the ArcGIS online. So what are Basemaps? In digital maps, a Basemap is often the background on top of which we add other data, which means when you are doing a project work on the ArcGIS software, ArcGIS environment, so the Basemap is where you add other data. You have the base, like the name implies. So the base serves as the landing ground for all data. So when you have data, any type of data you want to put, so of course you have to reference it to a point, a position on the surface, a physical representation. For example, you have a spatial data you are bringing in there. So when you are bringing in the coordinate, a spatial data, it will be on the Basemap to give you the physical representation of where exactly you're presenting. So Basemap serves as the reference upon which you overlay data from layers and visualize the graphic information here. I just explained that. So an individual Basemap can be made of multiple features, raster or web layers, of course. You have different features depending on the type of Basemap you are using. So Basemap are the foundation for your maps, like I mentioned earlier, foundation for your maps and provide context for your work. Like I said, when you are bringing in data will be to give you the real life representation, the physical representation. You can bring a coordinator, for example, here in Abuja, so a point in Abuja, and if you don't have a Basemap, you will not understand where the point is actually referring to. But if you have a Basemap of, for example, the Asoro, for example, you have the coordinate of Asoro. When you put the point on the Basemap, it will show you the physical representation of the place. That is actually the main purpose of it. So the next one, we'll be looking at the features of a Basemap. Please let me know if I'm going too fast or if you cannot hear me. So Basemaps basically.
Well, we think you're fine.
A lot of. Oh, sorry, thank you. Basemap contains a lot of important information about places. Like I said, there are different types of Basemaps. There are different types of Basemaps. Let me start with the National Geographic Basemap. Like the name implies, the National Geographic, there are geographic Basemap that shows information about the name of countries, regions, states, major oceans, and shores. So this is the most popular type. Yes, if I can say that. It is a type of Basemap that is showing names of countries, continents, oceans, and if you see to the right of my screen, you see a map here showing the African continent and the boundaries, country boundaries, the Asian continent, the way it is, and showing the international boundaries between countries. So the more you zoom, the more you see the content of the map. If you zoom in, can't zoom in from here, but if you are on the ArcGIS platform and you zoom in, you'll be able to see more detailed information. If you zoom into Nigeria, for example, you will see interstate boundaries. So depending on the scale, while you are zooming, the scale changes. So that is what will determine the information you see. When you zoom in more, the interstate boundaries. When you zoom out, you see continent. You can zoom. So the National Geographic Basemap actually is showing oceans and all other stuff. You can see the physical feature you need to see. Okay, let me go to the next one. The next one is like imagery, a type of Basemap actually. Satellite imagery, as name implies, is like an image a picture, if I can use that word, that you, as you view it from above the surface of the earth, you understand? So, for example, if you are on a high-rise building, like a penthouse, for example, and you take your phone and snap the ground, what you have is more or less like a satellite image. It's an aerial photograph. So the satellite imagery is the representative view of the earth from above the earth. It's from, of course, the satellite position in space. So they have different satellite imageries depending on the resolution, and also if you need satellite images, of course, you can get them from the ArcGIS, Esri, but you can also reach out to Sambus. You can provide the satellite images with any type of resolution you want to. In this image, you can see the satellite image. This is a part of Abuja. It's actually the National Stadium, Abuja National Stadium. This part, I don't know if you can see my cursor. This part is showing the National Stadium, and to the left, you see the city gate here. It's a popular monument, The satellite image is basically just showing you like things. For example, you call the national monument. Now you can with the special data you have, so it will give you a better understanding of where you are going. So it's not, yes, the special data is very important, but then it's not enough if you don't have a physical representation of this. So the difference between National Geographic is one is showing images, like live images, depending on the resolution. Because image will give you a more distinct information than the other. So moving on to the next one. So I was talking about what are the basic things you can do with the map, the base map, how you can use the base map. So as I was saying, I will talk on how to add a base map, how to author a custom base map, then how to convert a map to a base map. So adding a base map. So ArcGIS Pro base map basically includes several pre-made base map layers for you to use for your map. Like I was saying, in the ArcGIS Pro platform, you see this data in the demo section. There are a lot of base maps that you can use depending on the type of work you want to do. So if you want to add a base map in the ArcGIS Pro environment, you can just on the map tab, there's a tab in the ArcGIS Pro. So on the map tab, you can just select the layer group. If you select the layer group, you will see a base map with this icon. You see an icon, this 4 square icon, then you see the base map. You can just click the drop down arrow beside the icon, then it will show the different types of base map you have. Different types of base map. So the base map you select, like as I said, it will depend on what you are trying to do. So you just click in the guide, you click any base map, give it some minutes. Then of course you have to be connected to the internet. The ArcGIS Pro run with the internet. So give it some minutes, depending on your network, it will come up automatically. Then if you want to author a custom base map, authoring a custom base map allows you to define reference and background layers. Reference layers draw on top of operational layers, while background layers draw below the operational layers. Again, this is the theory part. You see more like the more practical from the demo section. So, for example, if you want to include roads, you want to include roads as a reference layer, or base image as a background layer. Using this custom base map action, you can create the road layer, and it will appear above the new layers added to the map, while the image layer will appear beneath. Like this is like you are customizing a base map. You want to customize it to your taste. Like you have a predefined type of base map you want to use. So you can just select the base layer and customize it to suit your need. So to do this, you can just follow these steps. On the insert tab on the project group, you can just click the new map drop down. There's a drop down arrow inside the new map. You click it and you select the new base map. A new blank map view will open. That is where you have the one you are customizing it will open. Then the second step is to add the data you want. You have the data you want already. You can add it to the first base map will open. So on the map tab in the layer group, you click the add data button. There's a yellow flag with a cross icon on it. If you click it, you browse to your data, then you add it to the base map. Like if you've already opened the new base map you want to customize, then you go to the add data button, you bring your layer from your library where you save it on your computer, you bring it to the new blank base map you want to customize. You can, if you right click it, you see another dialog box will open. Then click on set a reference layer. If you click on set, network is back here actually. If you click on set a reference layer, you see set of layers above the selected layer as reference layer. Then all layers, I don't know, maybe, okay, let me just leave this to be explained in the demo section. Because sounds like but what I'm trying to say is you have data, you want to select, you want to author a custom base map. You open the base map, select new base map, bring in your data to the new base map, then you customize it to suit your purpose. Okay, the last one I'll talk about for the purpose of this presentation is how to convert a map to a base map. Let's say, for example, you have a predefined map you want to convert to a base map. All these base map you have on the ArcGIS platform is not good for what you want to do. So you want to have your own base map. You can also do that. With the ArcGIS Pro, it is possible to use a map and its layers as a base map, like I mentioned. You can convert a map into a base map, which allows you to use it in any other map, any other project. You can have a map of, for example, your project site, and you want to use it as your base map. When you want to add other data, it is this base map you want to use instead of using the ArcGIS Pro base map. It is very possible. You can just go open the map you have. So when you have the map, you can click on the view tab. From the view tab in the view group, you can it's very easy, 3 easy steps. You can click on the convert icon. There's an icon with 2 arrows, 1 box and 1 circle. If you just click on the convert tab, it will convert the map you have, your already defined map, to convert it to a base map. So now in the drop down arrow in the base map that we mentioned earlier, if you just click on the base map page, it will load your new base map automatically. The list of base map you have in the ArcGIS Pro. You can also do that in the ArcGIS Online and ArcMap as well. So that we are recommending people to go more into using the ArcGIS Pro instead of the ArcMap. Of course, the ArcMap is still available, but then Esri is looking at facing out the ArcMap in some years to come, like a very close time to come. So we recommend you start using the ArcGIS Pro. And of course, the ArcGIS Pro and the ArcMap is more like the same thing, just some little changes. The functionalities, the analysis tools, and everything are still the same, just some little changes that make it more interesting. If you want to know more about the Arc Pro, you can read online. You can just go to Esri website and select the ArcGIS Pro, or you can reach out to Sambus Special Nigeria Limited. That's your on that. So in conclusion, as I said, we have different types of base maps. So picking the right base map is important towards capturing one's audience and apt representation and communication of the map producer's intentions. What I'm trying to say is, while creating a map or while doing a project, your intentions, the information you are passing, you want to pass across will determine the type of base map you want to use. If you are looking at showing relief information of a place, then the base Basemap you select will be different from if you do some satellite image analysis of a place. So your intentions of what you want to pass across will determine the type of Basemap you want to select. So like I mentioned the other time, I said we have different type of Basemaps, the satellite imagery, you have all the image, and you have the imagery with layers, the one that will show you the image of the place and the layers, to see more images and details. So type of Basemap on the ArcGIS platform, and you can add more to it. So you can even decide not to use any of these Basemaps. You can do your map yourself, but of course, if you want to do your map, you need a Basemap. But then, if you have a map that you want to use as a Basemap, you can just bring it in, like I explained in the former slide. Bring it in, and you have a new Basemap. Then the purpose of a map is very essential in research and classwork. Of course, there's no way you want to do a map or create a map, or you want to explain some things without the physical illustration of the actual place you are describing. So base map are very important to do map, because you cannot just, like I mentioned earlier, like when I started the presentation, you have a special data of a place and you are trying to explain to somebody what is in that place. You need a base map to show you what exactly how the place is. If it is the topography of the place you want to explain, you need a base map to show you the physical representation of it. You see the high and the lows of the place. And if you are trying to, direct somebody from a place to another place, then you use the OpenStreet map. It is very important because you can't just put a special data without the actual presentation. It is very close to being not useful. So the use of base map is very, very important in research, and more than research and classwork actually. Main project you're using it for commercial purposes, the main point is you need base maps, you need maps, to give a better explanation, better representation of what you're actually trying to pass across. So I think that will be the end of the presentation. So before I go, let me just talk about the Sambus Signature, the services we offer. We offer a series of ArcGIS products, SG products, actually the ArcGIS software, the ArcGIS Online, ArcGIS Pro, ArcGIS Enterprise, and the ArcMap. We offer sales and trainings. So we also sell trimble devices, for all the surveyors and other people that use positioning devices. We sell trimble devices as well. Then we sell the ARIS geospatial software, which is a remote sensing software where you can do all your image analysis and image classification and all. We also sell intra drones, like if you are looking at doing a project that we can offer. We offer that as well. Drone training, drone sales, and professional support. So our professional services include system integration, solutions configuration, software deployment, project management, and more actually. If you want to do system integrations, we can do that for you. You have an enterprise hardware that you want to deploy, you want to integrate it to suit your organization. We do solution configuration as well. You want to do app development, web app, mobile app, any type of app development, we do that as well. Software deployment and project management. Then our after sales services include the training services. If you get a drone, for example, or you get the Arc Pro, you want to use it for your project and you don't know how to go by it, you can reach out to us. We'll train you on how to use it. And the training is actually continuous. We don't just leave you to yourself. You can always reach out to us anytime. And we do technical support. Ramifications, then follow up on renewals as well. So I think that will be the end of this presentation. So the next activity will be a demonstration on how to interact, the practical aspect of how to interact. This is the theory aspect, of course. Practical aspect of how to interact with these maps. You can add online. Thereafter, starting based on using the ArcGIS Pro. as well. So then after that, we can now take questions and deliberations. So thank you very much. I hope I've been able to pass some information. I'll hand over to the moderator now. Precious, I'm done. Take it from here.
Hi, Aliu. Thank you very much for that presentation. So at this point, I'll be bringing in Olumide to come and give us a demonstration on everything that we've talked about. So we need to practicalize it, and that way it will be helpful for us to understand more when we see the practical aspect of it. So for those that are just joining us too, you're also welcome. If you have missed a lot, don't worry. We'll still send you the recording. Okay. So Olumide Ogungwemi, one of our team members. Olumide, are you ready?
Yeah. So hello everyone. Sorry about the disruption. So I will continue now. I guess everyone can see my screen right now. So I'll go straight to make the demonstration. So today, first of all, I'll be talking about National Geographic. I'll show the demonstration. So what National Geographic can do is that it is a kind of base map that provide information like as you can see, this is the continent. This is the continent information here, showing all the continents. You can see the Africa, Europe, and the likes. So when you zoom in, you can get more and much more. For example, Nigeria is showing. You can see Gabon and Congo here, then Nigeria and the rest. So what this does is that it basically shows the naming, the country, from the continent to the country, the region, the state. So that's what this National Geographic does. So you can even see the specific name of the places. You can see Abuja, you can see Bida and the likes. So that's what National Geographic will do. Then I'll be talking about the second one, which is satellite imagery. But first of all, what do you do when you want to talk about all these base maps? You can actually come to this side, the left-hand side, top corner of my screen. You click on the base map. It brings different base maps for you. So I took the first one I did, which is National Geographic, which is this one. It was from here I clicked on for it to display for me on my screen. So ArcGIS online platform has more than 20 base maps, depending on which project you are working on, whether the physical aspect or the ones that has to do with the human. So then the second one is the satellite imagery. So what satellite imagery will do is that it shows you the location of a place. As you can see it just like a photograph. So what a place looks like is satellite imagery will give you what a place looks like. So as you can see, I'm trying to zoom out. This is the ocean. These are the continents as they are, and you can see this top part, Africa. These are due to the fact that there are a lot of soil. These are deserts. That's why it's like this, and the green part showing vegetation. So basically, how you can see it, that's what satellite imagery will give you. Then the next one, I'll talk about the streets. So likewise, you can actually get the streets here too. So I'll be taking the streets in three forms: the streets, the open streets, and the streets. The first one, which is the, you can see from the Lagos part, it basically shows the transport linkages, it shows the roads. So like as the name implies, streets, road network. So that you can see a stretch from Lagos that goes up to Ilorin and into Kaduna here. Then you can see from Abuja into Kano and the likes. You can see from the south-south region from Port Harcourt going to Enugu and to the left-hand side towards Benin City, covering different aspects of the country, using Nigeria just to model this. So likewise, we have the OpenStreet, which I'm showing here. Basically, what OpenStreet will do, apart from showing you the streets, OpenStreet is also giving you the boundary. You can see the boundary to the outside of the of each country. You can see the boundary. OpenStreet to give you this part of Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon. You can see them, South Tome, showing the boundary extent, which is not, this boundary is not showing on the streets, but in the OpenStreetMap, there is something like that showing the boundaries. Now we have the streets, the one that has to do with night. So what this, as the name implies, basically is just to show the night version of the street, just a dark mode version of the street. You can see it. Some prefer darker versions, just like me. Versions can also be an options. And then also I would like to show you the oceans, which is basically in the region of physical aspect for those that want to talk on the physical aspect. So you can see the basins, you can see the oceans, you can see the seas, Arabian Sea, the oceans, North Atlantic, and the likes, South Pacific Ocean. The oceans, basically every ocean that covers around the world can be shown here, and the seas and the basins, every water body that is associated to this can be shown here. So likewise, these are just basically 6 different examples I just showed now. Mind you, there are several other ones. You can see the terrain, you can see the territory one, the community, the newspaper. You can see the color pencil and the light topography to show the elevation. So these are other examples depending on your assessment or your class and project. So what Basemaps will actually help you to do is that it helps you, it provides some background information that you can make use of in your analysis. So it's like a guide. If there's no information that guides you, so it will be a problem to work on. So also I would like to talk about adding information. So actually you can add information here. You can see search for layers, browse living atlas from web, the map notes. If you want to search this, actually search for layers. Well, while using this search for layers, I was able to go to the Nigeria. So I was interested in healthcare facilities in Nigeria. So this was done by grade 3 Nigeria. So I added it to my map. It's still loading from there, but you can see it here. I added it to my map. This is it. So you can see congested all over Nigeria. You can see this is actually for Nigeria. That's why the information is capturing only Nigeria from here. It's loading here. As you can see this Port Harcourt area. So what they were able to do is that this base map now, data was added so that the base map can be, so as you can see, if I click on this is a medical center with some other information. Is a secondary type of health facility. So with some other type, we have primary type of health facility. So we can see the information when it was created and some other the credits, demographic data, and for development, you can see grade 3. You can see here Africa for credits. So you can actually add as much data you want to add. You can see, like I said, the content. This content is actually showing what has been done from this login details I used. So you can use your organization, Atlas, ArcGIS Online. Let's say, for example, ArcGIS Online. So that was where I was able to get this grade 3 Nigeria healthcare facility. So that's a demonstration for ArcGIS Online. So I would like to show the ArcGIS Pro demonstration. Likewise, we can also show a base map in ArcGIS Pro environment. For example, this is my base map towards the left-hand side. You can see it's loading. It's loading. So you can see basically this is what is on the ArcGIS so environment. So you can actually you can add your base map to the environment in ArcGIS Online, like the National Geographic style I talked about. That has continents, the countries, region, and other information. So this could actually be a way to interact with your base map depending on the work you are doing or the research you are trying to do. So without a base map, it would be very difficult for so many people that make use of online information to work on. So there must actually be an orientation for your map. There should actually be something you are developing on, you are working upon. So this is like a template for someone to work on. I'm still trying to load this base map, so it's still coming up. So it's still coming up. So I've been able to go through 6 examples for this base map, and I've been able to add. I've been able to search through the layers to check for data that has been done elsewhere on the ArcGIS Online. So just bringing it to this ArcGIS Pro platform, while you log in, you bring in your map at the left corner of the ArcGIS Pro. Then you go to the base map. You can see the base map here. You go to the base map. Then you add, like I said, I added National Geographic. So this is my National Geographic. So I'm trying to zoom in, just like I showed in ArcGIS Online. So this can actually be a way. This is just a tip of this interacting with a base map. Much more can still be done for this base map. So thank you for having me this afternoon to be able to explain a little information about ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Pro interacting with Basemap. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's all for my side. Over to you, Precious. Precious,
Thank you very much, Olumide. Yes, please, I can hear you. All right, thank you very much. At this point, we'll be taking questions. I know a lot of people have questions, both for the first presenter and the demonstration. If you have questions, you can raise your hand, or you can type it on the chat box, and we invite you for questions. Please, we're also raising against our sign. So if you have questions, please raise your hand, or you can ask your question on the chat box. So we took a poll earlier. If you haven't answered the question, you can still go ahead. You can submit your answer on the chat box. You can set the poll there. You can submit your answers there. We're still waiting for the questions. Okay, while we're waiting for your questions, there's someone who asked a question earlier. Some of the questions are gathered from the submissions. Ramosel Ezekiel is asking, I intend to learn about survey 123 and its function. Oh, although this is unrelated, Ramosel, this is unrelated to what we talked about today. Today we talked about base maps and not survey 123. But of course, we can still answer your questions. Yes, you can learn more about survey 123 on we have a series on survey 123, which is on our YouTube page. I will post in the link here for you, and then you can copy that. You can use that for your. You can use that and learn more. And if you also have more questions, you can send us mail. You can contact us through our social media pages. I'll be sharing that as well, and we can answer that question for you. Meanwhile, we're still waiting for others. If you have questions, please go ahead, and this is the time and take your questions, please. Okay, so while we'll be inviting Obina to take another demo for us for this presentation. Please, is Obina ready? Is Obina on? Hello, is Obina on?
Hi, Precious. Can you hear me? Hi, Precious. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but I have to be.
What about now?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So yeah, my name is Obina Benedict. So I'll be going through a demonstration on ArcGIS Pro about Basemap. I know a lot of my colleagues have done justice to what Basemap is, the type of Basemap, and so on. So I'll just show you a little demonstration on ArcGIS Pro.
Oh, sorry. I think Obina is presenting with Bamidele Clement. Okay. Yeah, because we tried to get a little confused.
I had issues with my network, so just
Okay.
switch systems. All right, so thank you. So I'll be sharing my screen now. So if you can see my screen, just let me know. So I'll be sharing the full screen. All right, so can you see my screen?
Yes, your screen is up.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. So yes, this is the ArcGIS platform. Yes, so we talked about Basemap. So if you want to actually change your Basemap, like Olumide has said, you have the tab here in the map. You want to choose between your Basemap. So we have the imagery hybrid, the streets, topography. So I just wanted to show you. So we want to look at bringing in data into your map and actually interacting with that Basemap. Understand? So as you can see on the screen, I just imported a DM imagery downloaded from USGS Explorer. So can you see that? Can you see my screen? Can you see the imagery that is overlaid on the base map? So the base map I'm using today to interact with the data that I brought in is the topographic base map. So it's loading up. It's in the base map. Yeah, so yeah, this is the base map in Imo State. So we want to actually interact with this base map to see with my data with the base map to see how I can actually make analysis or verify my analysis with the overlaid base map. So now I click on the imagery. This is the imagery. Yeah. So I click on it, and I actually want it to appear a little bit faint so that I could actually see the base map, the overlaid base map. Actually, so I just come to this point here where you have the appearance, on the appearance, you have the transparency, the layer blend, the swipe. So if I click on the swipe, I will actually see, okay, is this layer really overlaid on my map to see, okay, the points that I want. If I want to zoom in to actually, see the points, verify some elevations, yeah. So it's loading up, so I'll just yeah, as you can see, I'll just click on the swipe to actually,
compare my data with my Basemap, and I could actually also decrease the transparency of this Basemap to actually see the overlaid Basemap that is behind. So in some cases where you want to actually verify points on the Basemap, yeah, so network hasn't really been friendly. So a lot of details are not actually showing up. Yeah, so basically what today topic is actually interacting with your Basemap. So you have a lot of tools on the ArcGIS Pro which you can actually use to actually interact with your Basemap. You have the transparency tool, the swipe tool, and so on and so forth. So into the second one, we have I actually did a global scene. Yeah, so this is actually a global scene. I inserted a global scene. So now for this type of interaction, you want to actually interact to actually visualize maybe the 3D of your Basemap. So we have the ArcGIS Basemap here. In this case, we'll be using the imagery Basemap. So I want to actually visualize how this Basemap is on 3D aspect. So you can actually have a lot of tools here to play around with. I'll just change my cursor. Now, if I want to verify some elevation, I'm doing analysis. I want to build a road, a new part road. I want to see what are the obstructions in this road, and so on and so forth. And so I can actually use this tool to, as you can see here, so the network is actually loading them up. As you can see, I can actually visualize everything, my imagery Basemap on ArcGIS Pro on the 3D to actually see, okay, what is actually obstructing my data? How can I, do my analysis? What decision am I supposed to make? So the ArcGIS 3D scene actually lets you visualize your imagery Basemap on the 3D and give you a very good visual expression of, or illustration of your Basemap. So as you can see, we have a lot of rocks here. So if someone is building a road, you know, okay, how do I actually, go beyond this rock? And so what ArcGIS Pro is providing is not just, just the 2D scene. It actually helps you to make decisions with just the 3D. So you can actually, interact with your Basemap, be it imagery, be it the OpenStreetMap, be it any type. You can actually do or make a lot of decisions with your Basemap. You overlay your data. If you have a road data here, you can actually make 3D scenes from your own data and actually visualize them. So that's how the ArcGIS platform works with interacting your Basemap. So I will hand over the session to Precious, for us to answer more questions if there are any questions. So we just actually went through interacting with your Basemap, the tools you can use to interact with your Basemap. We have the appearance on the ArcGIS Pro. You can actually, increase the appearance if you want. And if you don't really want to increase the appearance, or you want to use the swipe tool to actually, visualize your data that you put in to compare it with the Basemap and so on and so forth. And we also went through, using the 3D scene, which is the global scene of the ArcGIS Pro, to actually interact with the imagery Basemap that was provided by Esri. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Precious, can you hear me?
Yes,
So
please
someone is
go ahead.
asking, how do I get the 3D features? Because I used, probably ArcMap 10.5, and there's no feature like that. So this, for me, I use the ArcGIS Pro 2.8. So in that 2.8, I'll just, yeah. So I'll just share my screen again. Yeah, so if you want to actually access this feature on ArcGIS Pro, all you have to do is go to Map. I'll go to insert. Actually, you have the new map. This new map, we have the new map, the new table. We have the new local scene. We have the new. So I actually use the new global scene. So in this global scene, it opens up a new scene for me. So in this new scene, you can actually change the base and interact with it on 3D. Now, for you using Arc map, which is facing out very soon, 10.5, you can actually access this on Arc scene. So there is actually, we have the Arc map, we have the Arc scene, we have the Arc catalog. So you can actually access your 3D visualization on your Arc scene. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, I see that there's a hand that is raised. Obunaya Daisy. Please mute yourself and you can go ahead and ask your question.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for this opportunity. The first presenter presented with a slide. You said earlier you were going to send us the recording of this class. Please, would you send the slides of the first presenter alongside? That's my question.
Thank you. Thank you, Obunaya Daisy. Of course, at the end of the presentation, we will share the slides and the recording with you. Okay, I think Ali wants to say something on that.
Yeah, you've actually said well.
Okay.
Well, at the end of the presentation, we'll share the slide and the recording.
Okay, do we have any more questions? Okay, somebody is asking, how do we get the slides? Oh, that has been answered already. I am not on any platform. I got this from a friend. Okay, don't worry, Samson. I see your question. We can answer your question. We've answered your question already. We'll get you, as long as you attended or you registered, you'll get the slides. And also for Ramosele Ezekiel that asked a question earlier, not in the webinar. We have posted a link. I'm posting a link now. The link to our YouTube page. So that can take you directly to the Survey 123 questions that you're asking of. You said you wanted to learn more about Survey 123. So I posted a link there to our series. After watching, you can also reach us. You can also contact us and we will take it from there. Before we say our closing, is anybody else having okay? I'm going to share my screen with you now. If you can see my screen, just let me know. Okay, so these are our social media handles. You can visit us on any of this handles. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so you can reach us on any of those social media handles. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, and on Twitter. So in any of those, and we also have our website. Here is our website link. You can also see that. So you can reach us on any of the social media. And if you also want to send us a mail, I think I'm going to put the mail information on the chat room as well, so you can reach us on any of this. Thank you very much today. I think we've pretty much come to the end of our today's webinar. For those who have more questions that would still want to ask a question, you can still go ahead and send us your questions on any of our social media handles. You can also send us a mail and we'll respond to questions. And yes, we're going to share the slides with you like we mentioned earlier. So at this point, we've come to the end of our webinar. Thank you all very much for coming. For those who joined in late, we're still going to share the recording as well. So we appreciate you all for coming. And this is our last student webinar for the year. We wish you all a happy holiday. Have a very good time with your family and friends, and stay happy as always. See you next year in our students webinar. Thank you very much and bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.